Kaixo, Egunon. Hola, buenos días. Hoy nos tomamos un café con el director de la película Fiume o Morte, una película que tras su paso por diversos festivales a nivel mundial llega aquí a Zabaltegi-Tabakalera compitiendo por el premio Zabaltegi-Tabakalera en calidad de estreno mundial. Una coproducción entre Croacia, Italia y Eslovenia, y hoy damos la bienvenida a su director, Igor Bezinovic. Did I say it right? Okay. So welcome, nice to have you here, and thank you for sharing the film with us. We are going to start from the beginning of the film. When did you decided, or when the project came up to your mind, and why did you want to do this film?
This film is about my hometown, Rijeka, in Italian called Fiume. And I think I started thinking about this topic when I was in my early 20s. And then in 2015, I applied to get financing for script development. So from that point on, I worked on the film for almost 10 years now.
Okay. And this film combines archive and also acting from and yeah people from your hometown. Uh, when did you find the archive, and when did you decide that you wanted to mix both things?
Mm. Yeah, so I don't think that I had a strict idea that I want to make an archive film at the very beginning. At the very beginning, I just had a topic. I knew that this occupation of my hometown happened at the end of First World War, and that an Italian poet occupied the city, and that it was a occupation which lasted for more than 1 year. That's all I knew. And then I was basically researching for a lot of time, and then during this research, I found I encountered a lot of photos and films that I thought were magnificent and that fascinated me, and that I wanted to share with the public. So I suppose that pretty early on in the phase, but not from the very beginning, I said, okay, archives are something that I want to have in this film.
And I read that you did the first interview for this film like many years ago, a friend from your grandma, right?
From my grandma's friend, yeah.
Okay.
My grandma's friend, he was called, or acquaintance of my grandma, I wouldn't say a friend, but a guy from the city that she knew. His name was Max Pech, and he was a photographer and many other professions. And among other things, he was still alive when D'Annunzio was in the city. So when he was 6 years old, he met by chance as a little boy D'Annunzio in the street and got scared by him and ran away. So this is an anecdote that he told me, and I interviewed him, and I recorded this interview, which didn't end up in the film, but he told me this story in 2011. So that's basically the first time that I recorded something related to this topic, which was 14 years ago now.
And how was the process with the people in the village? Like, how did you reach them, and how did you get them involved in the film?
Yeah, the casting process in the city started in 2020, and we had a big open call for all people who want to participate, and we published it in local media and local radio, newspapers, internet portals. And a lot of people applied, hundreds of people. And then by the time that we started shooting a year after, we were also trying to find people on different ways, also including street casting. And my casting director, Sara Jakupec, was totally immersed in the process of finding right people. And in the end, we are very happy with the casting process, and we are still in touch with many of the people who we casted.
And with the archive, the people from the village, how was the writing process and then the editing process of all this material?
Yeah, I worked on this film in a very specific way. In a standard way, when you make a film, you write a script and then you film it and then you edit it. And in this process, I think that it was always mixed. That I had some initial idea, then we did some shooting, then I did some writing, then we did some editing, then some more shooting, some more writing, some more editing. So it was a process which was ongoing, and I wrote the whole voiceover, like I was writing it over and over again and changing it and shifting it and adapting it to what I filmed, and we adapted what we're filming to the people who we casted, adapting the script to their private lives, so you couldn't write a real script because you didn't know who you're going to cast for a specific role. So it was just like a very, very mixed process.
And yesterday at the Q&A, yesterday was the premiere here in San Sebastian, we were talking that things have changed a lot since you started to write this film, or beginning with the film until today. So how did you live that, and during the process of doing the film, the changing politics and everything?
How did I
feel it, and how did it change, or how do you feel it?
Yeah. So as I said, started working on a film 10 years ago, and back then I couldn't really know that today in the world that we're living, people will politicians will start investing more and more money into militarization, and that nationalism will get more radical than at the time when I started writing it. So I came like a very basic political idea that I'm against authoritarian regimes and against militarization and basically against capitalism, and that these are my values, and that I'm going to start from my values to work on this film. But I could never know that at this point of history, when the film goes out, things will be much more radical than at the beginning. So how I feel about it, I'm worried, I would say. I'm not happy with it, but I'm glad to have this film as some sort of a mechanism that will help people empower themselves and to think about authoritarian regimes and about people who are not respecting democracy in a different way.
And this is one of the most seen films in Croatia at the moment. So how important is this for the film and for the people in the village? And could you tell us a little bit about how they took it when they saw the film?
Yeah, it's not basically a village. It's
a city. Sorry,
For Croatian terms, it's third biggest Croatian city.
Sorry.
It used to be the biggest port of ex-Yugoslavia, and still is the biggest Croatian port. So just to understand that it has this city vibe more than a village vibe, and it got accepted very, very well. While I was working on the film, I was very worried how people will perceive it. I was even scared at times, not knowing how people will accept this story, because they're giving me the trust that we're telling this story together. But it turned out that the story is really, really well accepted. We had a very beautiful screening at the premiere in February, and since then we've been having ongoing screenings in our local cinema, Art Kino Croatia, where people are still coming and watching the film, and it became the most viewed Croatian documentary of all time.
So, thank you very much. Y ahora os vamos a dejar con el tráiler de la película.
Akcija!
Se u vašoj familiji pričalo o Danunciju?
Ne.
A zašto ti misliš da je bila tabu tema?
Pa mislim da su htjeli to zaboraviti.
I za nas je on okupator i fašist.
Compagni, a chi l'Italia bella?
Jel biste možda voljeli nastupiti u ulozi Danuncija?
Pogledajte me, apsolutno.
Nel mondo folle e vile, vi è una sola verità, e questa è Fiume.
Nel mondo folle e vile, Fiume è oggi il segno della libertà.
Izvršno.
Ah, malo retorica patetica.
Qui è un solo amore e questo è Fiume.